So, this fucking piece of shit, Steve Conrad, right? The fucking chief. Chief, what the fuck? The chief of police of Louisville, Steve Conrad, he's a fucking asshole, okay? He doesn't give a fuck about true justice. He's just a fucking low-life fucking motherfucker. He's a tyrannical, fascist, fucking totalitarian. He's a Nazi. He's straight up a fucking piece of shit. He's a Nazi. He cares about his money and his personal power. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He's two-faced. He presents one face to the public, but really he's a fucking snake in the grass. Steve Conrad's just a bad fucking person all around. And if you don't believe me, just look at this story, okay? So, Susan Jean King, right? So you have Detective Baron Morgan. He comes across the real murderer of her ex-boyfriend. Just because you dated a boyfriend, he comes up dead later on, doesn't mean you murdered him. You know, people date people all the time. That doesn't mean that one is involved with the other. But unfortunately, they had no other suspects. So you have Detective Baron Morgan of the LMPD stumbled across the wrongful conviction during a routine interview with the suspect in 2012. During that interview, the suspect confessed to shooting a man and dumping his body into the Kentucky River in 1998. And that posed a big problem since the person sitting in prison for that murder was a woman named Susan Jean King. This is Susan Jean King here. She was spent 5.5 years in prison for a crime she didn't commit. Susan Jean King had been arrested for the crime in 2007 after the murder case had gone unsolved for 8 years. The victim, Kyle Breeden, was King's ex-boyfriend. That's the connection, right? So Kyle Breeden is dead. They find him in the Kentucky River. 98 is when this other guy admitted to killing Kyle Breeden. But here you got Susan King, who is spending 5.5 years in prison. Now, how they got her to go into prison was they got her to plea bargain, okay? So they're saying, we got the goods on you, we got the evidence, we know that you dated him, we're going to put your ass in jail for the rest of your fucking life. Unless you agree to a lesser charge. And that's what she did. She entered an Alford plea on a lesser charge. An Alford plea is, in Kentucky, you can say you're guilty or not guilty or no contest. And no contest is an Alford plea. And an Alford plea is essentially just saying that you think there's evidence to convict you, but you will not say that you're guilty, but you will accept the consequences for those alleged guilty actions. So it's kind of just a bullshit way of saying that you're guilty without having to say that you're guilty. So you get the fucking punishment or whatever, but you don't actually have to fucking say it, right? So that's what an Alford plea is, and so they got her to plead no contest to a lesser charge of fucking going to 10 years for manslaughter, to avoid the prosecutor's threats of life in prison. So they forced a fucking innocent woman to go to prison for 5.5 years, 10 years total, right? Because they had no other fucking, just for the fuck of it, just because they want more convictions. They think more convictions equals, that they'll be tough on crime and people respect them and they'll get higher votes and shit. And it's bullshit. We don't want fucking more convictions. We want justice and truth to prevail. Okay, so this happens a while ago. What's the big deal, right? How's this fucking tie into Steve Conrad? Well, Detective Morgan, he says, hey, this guy says he killed this guy. It's not her. She's been behind bars. She's innocent. We need to let her, let's release her. Well, as soon as he did that, everybody started losing their shit. You don't want to fucking stir nothing up. Why are you doing this shit, right? It says Lieutenant Rich Pearson was fired when he stood up for a whistleblower. So the LMPD brass evidently didn't appreciate the embarrassment of having a wrongful conviction exposed, so they punished Morgan, stripped him of his detective rank, removed him from his unit. His integrity was unwelcome as a detective, so they did not want integrity. No truth, no justice. Fuck the truth, people, right? So this is, okay, so things got more scandalous when another officer stood up for Morgan. So you got two police officers now, they're just picking them. And, big surprise that white supremacist fucking Steve Conrad, who elevates Johann Stimley, who murders fucking black dudes willy-nilly, January 9th, 2001. Johann Stimley, Steve Conrad, fucking Greg Fisher. That's what the fuck these people are. That's who they hang out with. These are their friends. And their friends like to shoot innocent young black men. They did it in 2001. Check it out. Johann Stimley. Johann Stimley ran Viper Squad for 2 fucking years. Ran it while I was, got my fucking ass kicked. He was running Viper Squad for 2 fucking years, and he was a murderer. He killed a fucking innocent black dude. That's who Steve Conrad elevated to probably the biggest, the most powerful position in Louisville. They raised this asshole up who fucking shoots black dudes, and that's 2 black police officers who's coming out telling the truth, right? Detective Morgan is a black dude. Baron Morgan is here at the top. So here's Baron Morgan. He says, hey, guess what? You got the wrong person in jail. And everybody's like, shut your damn mouth. Shut up, shut up. And now we're going to see that Lieutenant Rich Pearson is going to be fired. They said they just demoted Morgan, but they said Lieutenant Rich Pearson had over 20 years of experience as an officer, but when he stuck his neck out for Detective Morgan and Susan King, he was nailed by Police Chief Steve Conrad with trumped-up allegations of misconduct and fired. Oh, Steve Conrad, why are you such a piece of shit? Steve Conrad should be thrown in fucking jail and see what the fuck he likes just for some trumped up charges. Who gives a shit? That he seems to like trumped up charges and fucking people over. See how, once you start a web of lies, it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. Steve Conrad throws fucking Susan King in fucking prison for shit she didn't even do, and he don't give a fuck about the truth or justice. He just wants to defend corrupt criminal cops. He's not a truth teller. He's not a Serpico. He's a bad fucking person. He's a bad human being. They elevated Kit Stimley, Johann, after they killed the fucking black dude. I can understand, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there was an overlooked or some bullshit, or I don't know, like, but elevating them, fucking promoting them, are you fucking kidding me? But here you got fucking Susan King in fucking jail, innocent. Steve Conrad knows about it, don't give a fuck, right? If the cops are always fucking right, what happens when a cop says, hey, this person got wrongfully convicted? You go after the fucking cop? See, the motherfucker, he probably had a weird-ass moral conundrum. Like, wait a second. Cops are always good, but this cop is sitting there saying that they're not good. Same shit happened. But that's what happened in California. You had, fucking Django. What's that? Chris Dorner, right? He tried to fucking say the truth, tried to tell what was going on. He didn't like how people were fucking treating other people, and when he fucking started talking about it, nobody gave a shit. And they tried to cover up his fucking allegations, and then eventually they pushed him out and they fucking fired him. For doing what's right, for standing up for honesty, truth, and justice, you get fucking fired. If you're in Louisville, it's Steve Conrad. If you work under that motherfucker, he only gives a shit. If you kill a black person who's innocent, he'll fucking raise you to the top of the ranks. But if you tell the truth and say, hey, we accidentally locked up an innocent person and we shouldn't lock up innocent people because that means we're the bad guys, we're the fucking criminal Nazi assholes who's fucking over innocent Jewish people that haven't done shit. That's the enemy of fucking Steve Conrad. That's the biggest fucking enemy of Steve Conrad. He's he's pure fucking evil. He's a pure fucking piece of shit. That's how he fucking handled this case. This is just one of many cases. How many other fucking cases gets before Steve Conrad and he's just like, hey, I'm a white supremacist tyrant. I am in favor of who used more violence, right? Who used more violence? That's who I'm in favor of. The cop kicked the other guy's ass. Well, he's in the right. Fuck the other guy. Wait, there's 2 cops? Well, what color was the other one? Oh, he was black? Well, fuck the black guy then. Right, so that's Steve Conrad. So Steve Conrad doesn't give a shit. You have 2 black guys standing up for the fucking truth. And eventually what happens to this? So let's see. The actions of Chief taken are nothing short of appalling, which is true. Represents both Morgan and Pearson in court. They filed lawsuits over the mistreatment. Something pretty much dropped into Baron Morgan's lap. What the fuck? Yeah, he wasn't out there looking for anything to cause embarrassment to the Kentucky State Police. He's sending private emails. He's not broadcasting it, but they just want to cover it up. He didn't actually want to fucking, solve the fucking problem. Settlement reached between Metro government. So, settlement. Does that mean they fucking made money? They fucking made money on this shit? When they wanted a new trial for Susan King, a judge denied it. Eventually, they said the Louisville government opted to give a detective a settlement of $450,000 at the last minute, but it wasn't an admission of culpability.
A Louisville Metro government settles with the... officer who had sued over claims that his whistleblowing led to the police department
retaliating against him.
Let's have this load up here for a second and see what WLKY is telling all the rest of us. Now, I have a lot lined up of fucking LMPD. This is typical. This is fucking typical. This is Steve Conrad. He's the police chief. They're all fucking corrupt. He's the one that's on top. Every single fucking one of them. The Viper Squad was fucking corrupt as shit. He's corrupt as shit. Mayor Fisher's corrupt as shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. They have no idea what they're doing. They're listening to the fucking this lawyer, that lawyer. They're not making their own decisions. I don't know who's pulling their goddamn strings, but fuck all of them. They were all together in cahoots. And if Steve Conrad, if you got a gang of three, you got Steve Conrad who's bad, then you got Johann Stimler who's bad, and then you got Greg Fisher. You're hanging out with fucking bad fucking people, Greg. We're supposed to pretend that you're a good fucking dude, right? You're a good fucking man. Bullshit. Okay? I wonder if Greg Fisher knew about any of this shit. That's his friends, right? He's hanging out with those friends. So by association, I say Greg Fisher's guilty. This is loaded up actually a little bit, so let's...
Marissa Alter spoke with the officer and his attorney today. She is live downtown with the story. Marissa.
Vicki, Baron Morgan's case was supposed to move forward to trial here Monday. Instead, Metro government will pay the former narcotics detective $450,000.
Wow. $450,000.
18 years on the job when he says a routine suspect interview in 2012 changed everything.
18
that
years.
That man confessed to a Kentucky State Police murder case from 1998. The victim, Kyle Breeden, had been shot to death and dumped in the Kentucky River.
He basically said he killed Kyle because it's his birthday and he just wanted to know how it felt to kill someone.
But Susan King was already serving a 10-year sentence for that murder. KSP arrested her in 2007. King took an Alford plea, which means she didn't admit guilt, but believed there was enough evidence a jury might convict her. Morgan brought the new confession to the Innocence Project.
Every step I took, I contacted my supervisor.
Which is why he says he never expected what happened next. The narcotics detective was demoted, kicked out of the unit, and made a patrol officer on third shift.
This is something that basically dropped in Baron Morgan's lap. He wasn't out looking for any kind of information that would cause embarrassment to the Kentucky State Police. I really can't explain the hostility that was displayed toward Baron Morgan by his own department as a result of doing the right thing. And I really thought that I had their support 100%. Finding out that I didn't.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, you don't ever cross the blue line, right? He's a police officer. He's sitting there saying he's 18 years on the force. He comes across this fucking thing, right? He's there to fucking get the bad guys. He found a fucking, the bad guy, found out that she should have been behind bars, but Steve Conrad's chief of police don't give a fuck about Susan King, and he doesn't give a fuck about you or me or anybody else, because we all Susan fucking King. If he could just fuck over Susan King over nothing. She didn't do anything. She didn't murder anybody. They had no fucking evidence, but they didn't give a fuck. She dated him once. No, you're guilty. Go to jail. Why? Because I dated a fucking, and he just said that he killed the man just because it was his birthday and he wanted to fucking just do it. So it was just some weird fluke of a fucking murder. It had nothing to do with anybody. How the fuck could you solve something like that? That's like almost virtually impossible unless a motherfucker admitted to it. This would be the only fucking way. And they had no goods, they had no leads, but they didn't give a shit. They had her. They had her in custody. She's a skinny, fragile woman. What does she know about her rights? Okay, look, we're going to throw your ass in jail. We don't care if you're guilty or not guilty. You have to be guilty. Who else could it be? It has to be you. We don't have any other answers. And we're fucking cops, so we fuck over anybody. It's the LMPD culture, the fucking corruption, the fucking bullshit. Officer Kevin Talby, he's giving false testimony. So they're just lying. They don't tell the fucking truth. They don't give a shit. So how can you trust anybody once they fucking lie? Once you find out that they're a liar, how can you believe any fucking thing else that they say? No, I swear I'm not going to lie this time. No, this time I'm not going to. No, but this time I swear I'm not lying. I know I've lied all the other time, but this time... Get the fuck out of here once you find out you're a fucking liar. But that's, it goes along with the whole culture thing. So he admitted that he was a liar, right, in 2012, and Steve Conrad suspended him for 30 days, but he said he was sorry, and he was like, okay, well, that's all right. I'm a liar too. You're a liar. I'm just going to do lip service. Get on out of here. Get on out of here, you. Oh, Kevin Talby, you little troublemaker, you. This motherfucker, this is incredible, actually. Derek Leachman, okay? So this guy actually kills Robert Abernathy. Him and 2 other guys killed in Chickasaw Park a long time ago. But there's about, a bunch of young black men were getting killed. Well, this was part of one of the fucking murders. They killed Derek Leachman. They killed Robert Abernathy in Chickasaw Park, and with some other folks, including Willie Williams, who didn't shoot, right? You had 4 cops, 3 of them were shooting, but 1 of them didn't. Why not? Why didn't that one? How come 3 of them thought they was threatened and the other one didn't? Or maybe they didn't think they was threatening. Maybe they was attacking and the other one didn't want to attack, right? So, okay, once they've murdered and get away with it, I'm shocked that Johann Stimley hasn't fucking broke out and done some bad shit that's noticeable. I guess he got fired recently, so I wonder what he said or done. Someone made some comment about maybe he made an Asian joke or he said some racist Asian joke. Big shocker. He's a racist. He killed a fucking young black dude for having nothing. Clifford Lewis Jr. had no guns, no drugs. He did nothing wrong. Except for got scared when a bunch of white guys with guns jumped out of their fucking cars and pointed at him and he drove off. So his crime is, I guess, not pissing his pants and just falling to the ground and hoping to God that that's enough, right? I mean, you had Mike Brown, he put his hands up. So you can't turn around and put your hands up. You can't run away. What the fuck can you do? Please, Massa, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not guilty, but Massa, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, Massa. It's I don't know what else to, it's fucking sick, to be honest. It's 6 times Leachman testified under oath that he had not took photos at a crime scene. No, I did not take photos. No, I didn't take photos. I did not take any photos. Wait, but my testimony is hinged on that you did take them. Oh, all those photos. Yeah, I took those photos. I mean, I lost them, but then I found them. They were found after they were lost. So I mean, they're fucking straight up lying, and then they're so fucking clear to everybody that they're fucking lying. November 25th, Department implemented policy provide prosecutors. Commonwealth's Attorney's Office didn't have such a policy, said one. Rectify. Conrad. So, whatever. He's fucking lying and nobody gives a shit, right? So, LMPD, corrupt. Here you got probably, a black dude that is fucking, I guess he's got that white gene in him, right? He's got the white genetics. He got one eye open, so maybe he just can't see what the fuck is going on. He just tell he's like that jock fucking dickhole fucking, hey, I'm fucking better than everybody. During his 13 plus years as Louisville police officer, he's been suspended from the force 7 times, reprimanded on another 8 occasions. Reprimanded 8 times, suspended 7 times, been the subject of 4 criminal investigations, although he was never charged. So this is Charles Randall Moore. Right, you got those other 2 black dudes that says, hey, we're throwing innocent people in jail, we should do something about it. They get in fucking, trouble. And then they get $500,000, which they fucking deserve. Fuck. I mean, Louisville, yeah, LMPD, the fucking Louisville, the citizens of Louisville, why would you put up with this shit? Not only are they fucking over innocent people, but the innocent people are getting out and they're suing the shit out of the city, and the city has to pay the fucking, all that money off. That's bullshit. That's bad fucking business. It's bad to have corruption because they're already fucking stealing your money, and then, more money is going to be shelled out because of wrongful death suits. So, you don't need a fucking criminal fucking police force at all, right? How is that? That makes no sense. Randall Moore, he's never been charged. He accepted extra pay for court appearances he didn't make. He maintained material of a sexual nature on his computer, repeatedly lied to his superiors, include once about a sexually explicit conversation with an informant. The records show 3 times Chief Robert White has promised that further violations of this nature would warrant termination, yet Moore remains on the Louisville police force. This is Charles Randall Moore. So what does it take? What does it fucking take to get fucking kicked off? Like, you have to basically, it's not so much that you commit a crime, but if you commit a crime and the media picks it up, and then it gets a bunch of publicity, and it makes you look bad. The crime isn't the crime. The crime is the fucking bad PR. So if you can keep the PR down, it seems like you'll be okay. If you're an LMPD, you do some bad shit, keep the PR down. Because if you keep the PR down, they don't look bad, it's all right. You're allowed to. The crime. They don't care what crimes you commit. Throw innocent people in jail. There's one officer is charged with just saying, "Hey, pull down your pants. Let me see your fucking vagina." He fondling breast and shit. Joseph Burden, this fucking fat fucker. He's got chins going to the left and to the right, up and down. He got 15 fucking chins, right? So this is Joseph Burden. This is him in his younger days. Hey, look, I'm young and vibrant. Here's like, oh, I'm fat and fucking old, crusty curmudgeon, dumb shit. Also weird how they, short hair, blue eyes, white male, right? There's same with this one. Fucking, he's bald, almost shaved, bald head, right? So skinhead, blue eyes, white male. It's this is something that's connected to the investigation. He's not a police officer. There's Hitler, Nazi, the Aryan nation. I mean, this is all fucking. It's all connected. Johann Stimley killed Clifford Lewis Jr. Even if he wasn't a white supremacist, he's like the champion of white supremacists. He got to do something that they would love to do. He got to do it in broad daylight, in the middle of public, right in the middle of the street, right? And got away with it. Yeah, he had some bad months, but after he got, the fucking grand jury threw the shit out, he still got the job, still got to carry a gun, still got to drive wherever the fuck he wanted to. So, whether he's right or wrong, that's street cred. You could fucking murder somebody, it's street cred, right? Thurman has a DUI. So there's the other guy had fucking DUI. His Joe Casey's friend, Carl Payne. Carl Payne had the DUI, and he was fucking doing sexually explicit messages, right? So let's see. Investigation into raises questions about his criminal cases. So they're saying that the investigation of Officer Chris Thurman's put on hold many of his criminal cases has prompted prosecutors to notify defense attorneys about the officer's situation because it could affect his credibility at trial. And so what they're trying to say is that this man has all this, has all these cases, and that's what this guy is here. So he's got all these cases, and because he's looking like a total dickhead who's fucked over a lot of people, the good cases where this is a guy who was drinking and driving and he wound up killing, a teacher or something, right? So he's drinking and driving and killed somebody, and that's bullshit. But because he was arrested by the fucking... I don't know, Officer Thurman, because he was arrested by this fucking guy. Officer Thurman, now they're probably going to just throw that case out and nobody will get in trouble for it. And that's not right. That's not right. It's not fair. And, so he's like, I didn't know anything about Thurman, said defense attorney. So, let's see. I don't know, you can read about it. Basically just corruption, thievery, fucking, these psychos are violent. They go around assaulting people on a day in, day out basis. The Metro police officer has been indicted by the grand jury on charges of official misconduct and theft by deception and endangering dozens of criminal cases the officer handled. So the fucking grand jury, they do indict people here in Jefferson County. They don't indict any, of the fucking corrupt murdering sons of bitches in fucking Boone County. The grand jury in Boone County is absolute shit. The prosecutors, the judges, the cops, nobody there knows what is right from wrong. They killing 19-year-old girls in Boone County and nobody gives a fuck up there. None of the citizens do, none of the people in government. Everybody turns their eyes, pretend like that shit didn't happen. No, it did. It was a white man, blue eyes, male, right? Bald head, fucking bullshit. Got that cocky face. He seems actually a little depressed. I don't know what's up with this guy. But he says he's innocent of all the charges, and everybody's you don't want to try him in the media, but we should talk about these cases, right? And we probably should try them, right, in the media. It says falsely reported overtime activity. Failed sobriety test, so DUI, drinking and driving. So, I mean, what a bunch of fucking hypocrites. How many people do they fuck over and then they do the same shit and then they get away with it? They might get fired. Maybe they might get fired. So, Kentucky Open Records Act, they're checking out Charles Moore, and Charles Moore just seems like he's got a fucking rap sheet that just goes on and on and on and on. But he stays there. He's cool. But if you was to talk about, Steve Conrad covering up Stephen King, hey, Steve Conrad, if anybody talks to Steve Conrad, just be like, hey, remember Susan King? Well, you really fucked Susan King's life up, didn't you? Threw her in jail for 5.5 years. Susan King, damn. Steve Conrad, you should sit in fucking prison for 5.5 years. He should be sitting there, and he would get to know exactly what the fuck Susan King felt like, and then he would learn himself that he's he shouldn't have been a corrupt fucking piece of shit. How many other innocent people are in fucking jail? Does he actually go after bad people? He probably goes after good people, don't he? So that means, you want to talk about why has Louisville got the issues that they got? Well, you got a fucking cop that's going after the fucking good people and letting the bad fucking people do as the fuck as they please. That's what they do with me, right? I walk down the street, they beat the fuck out of me, give me all these fucking medical bills. I submitted to the police. I raised my hands up to them. But the two people that robbed the fuck out of me, in my house, the people that took my radio out of my car, these motherfuckers didn't give a fuck. They didn't write a report. They didn't give a shit. The cops didn't give a fuck. So if shit actually goes down, they won't be there. They won't find the fucking dude. They won't go after him because they don't care about you. They're not there to protect and serve you. They only want to get off to their fucking, get their jollies off to fucking hurting people. They're sadistic fucking, they're sadists who get their jollies off on hurting others, and it's fucking bullshit. This Joe Burden official misconduct. Let's see what he talks about. The allegations are serious and sexual, so it's titillating, right? So what does he say to him? That's the juice, right? It says, understand if you violate these releases, you'll be going to jail, right? That's tough. Fucking motherfucking judge being tough after the fact. Now, I'm tough. I sit real tall up here, and I wasn't there, but I hear what they're alleging against you. So the incident continued for about 20 minutes. So let's see what this motherfucker is, okay? Let's find out who the LMPD. This is Steve Conrad, right? Not only is he a sadistic fucker that likes to hurt people, but let's see what kind of fucking perverted, creepy jollies they get off on, right? So what? Just like tits and ass? Just extra fat? I mean, he could just rub his fucking neck and get off to that way, right? What's he need someone else for? He got that waddle. That waddle from, big as the Pacific Ocean, fucking waddling all the way to the Pacific Ocean. You fucking hit that wave, and you'll be sailing on that fucking wave for fucking miles. Like surfing on that fucking wave, on that waddle, right? So in the officer, okay, anyways, he ordered a woman to strip and allegedly fondled her breast in 2 separate incidents. 2 incidents occurred months apart. Officer Joe Burden entered a not guilty plea Wednesday to 1 count of official misconduct. The first allegation stems from an alleged incident took place on October 14, 2012. So this was like 1 fucking month. 1 month before they beat the shit out of me, this fucking shit happened. So you want to talk about the corruption? They've elevated Viper Squad. He might already be Viper, right? Ooh, I'm Viper. I can do as the fuck as I please. Let me feel them tits. Get over here. Let me get those tits. Carl Payne does the same thing. He arrests them, right? LMPD arrests the fucking ladies and then starts saying, hey, if you just suck my dick, I'll throw these charges out. And he also was guilty of a DUI. How the fuck does he even go to court? How can he show himself in a police uniform? Yeah, people make mistakes and shit, but I mean, I don't know. I'm better, I guess. I'm better than that motherfucker. I have never gone around hurt people and fucking was happy about it, and I live by my own standards, I'm not gonna throw a bunch of people and I don't know, fuck that ass. I don't even want to fucking... Witness complied according to the complaint. The woman spoke to WDRB News on Wednesday but asked not to be identified, which is interesting. You're accusing them and you're fucking them over, so you have a right to face your accuser. Yeah, I don't know. I think you should have actually put the name out there because it did happen to you. And so anyways, the Joe Burden, 41 years old. I don't know if he's got wife or kids. He's been a cop for forever, right? And still hasn't been able to do anything or go anywhere with himself. Oh, I'm a fucking douchebag. Told the witness to pull her pants down, acting as if he had the authority to request this. The court record states the witness complied according to the complaint. The woman spoke to WDRB News on Wednesday but asked not to be identified. He told me to shake my shirt and my bra. Then he made me unzip my pants. I thought maybe he thought I had a weapon. Jane, who we called, the woman said, who we called Jane, which is interesting. Now they're giving her fucking names, little pet names and shit. She claims the incident continued for about 20 minutes with Burden claiming she had an outstanding warrant. He said, well, you need to pull your pants down. And I was stunned, and I did. And Burden allegedly told the woman that other officers wanted her to go to jail. but he released her. When the woman got home, she called her attorney and told him what happened. Immediately after the incident, authorities say Burden called the woman on her cell phone and asked to see her, but declined the invitation, telling him she was already in a relationship. Then she called the LMPD Public Integrity Unit and filed a complaint, and an investigation was opened. So that's fucked up. So he's like, hey, take off your clothes. Oh, and then he fell in love with her. Hey, you want to go out and whatnot? And they said that, let's see, the other officers wanted her to go to jail, but he had released her, right? So he's like, here, just pull your pants down, shake your shit. Oh, okay, that's enough. And then got out, right? So once he got a little pleasure out of her, then he was like, no, I'll protect her. And then was calling her and shit, but he's wound up being the one that gets fucked over, which good for, he's an asshole or whatever, right, to fucking exploit that situation. But those other police officers would have thrown her in jail, and then she would have just been in jail, forever for whatever fucking reason. So I don't know. In a way, it's a windfall, right? So it sucks. Like Carl Payne, if you got arrested for whatever DUI or some shit, but he started text messaging you, right? Leaving evidence on your text, fucking cell phone. Leaving evidence on your cell phone, sitting there, saying that he wants to get with you, suck his dick, and he'll drop the charges and shit. So it's a windfall because you now have a reason to fuck them over because they are, a bunch of fucking creepy ass perverts, and that sucks. These are the, you have all these fucking men. That's entrusted with the law, and all they, a pair of tits get flopped out, and all of a sudden they have no fucking morals or ethics. They have no fucking, control over their own bodies. They have no control over themselves. It's pathetic and it's embarrassing. They have no morals or ethic. They what they do doesn't come from a moral core. They do as the fuck as they please whenever they whenever they want to. And so whenever you do anything that you want to do, it seems like fucking perverted creepiness is right around the fucking corner. Immediately after the incident, authorities say Burden called the woman on her cell phone and asked to see her. She declined, and they filed the thing December 11, 2012. The woman participated in an undercover investigation of Burden. She agreed to meet with him in the parking lot of Walmart near Greenbelt Highway and Terry Road to discuss fines she owed on a speeding ticket. Burden then allegedly told her to follow him to nearby Riverside Garden Park. While there, authorities say Burden asked her to get out of the car and ask if he could grope her. Can I grope you? Oh, poor fucking loser, man. What a douchebag. Like, I don't know why I feel fucking bad for him. Can I grope you? He then allegedly placed both hands under her shirt. That's when personnel from the LMPD Public Integrity Unit approached him. So she was like, yeah, go ahead. And as soon as he fucking grabs a hold of her, like, really, actually, like, at that point, I don't know what his crime would have been at that point. Like, he used his, fucking authority to do the shit at the fucking thing. And so maybe it would be to use that he was interested in sex, but not necessarily that he had done the shit that she had said. She might have actually just showed her tits, right? She might have just showed her body and was like, he made me and I don't know why. And then when he saw that, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm fucking reading it now. I'm fucking defending the asshole. Fuck this fat fucking triple fucking double side to side, up down chin all over the place. I wish I could hear what she said. She said, I knew the Public Integrity Unit was right there, so when he tried to go in and fondle my breast, that's when I said, no, I'm not okay with that. Okay, so she's like, no. I only wanted to meet you in the middle of nowhere, and no, you cannot touch me, okay? No. Please? So, that's, whatever, I don't know. That's, I've been scared for my safety, scared for my daughter's safety. The woman, they're covering her fucking ass, they're not saying who she is. Are you saying women can't? I don't know. I guess it depends. Anyways. She said that she's now fearful, sometimes scared to leave her house, ashamed by the incident. She claims she spoke to the county attorneys last week, telling them she wished Burden were no longer an officer. Burden appeared before a judge at 9 a.m. May 22nd to answer for a charge of first-degree official misconduct. While there, he served a criminal summons. He was served a criminal summons. He's currently on home incarceration. LMPD spokesman says Burden was on paid admission. He got a paid vacation. WDRB news reporter stopped by Burden's home, but no one answered the door. The reporter then called a number listed on a court file for Joseph Burden. The man who answered simply said hello, but hung up after the reporter began to question him. So they got him. Hey, Joe, what's up, man? And he hung up. Fuck. I don't want to talk to you, assholes. Steve Conrad said he couldn't comment on the matter since he probably was the one that set it all up, and he was probably getting some ass with the same woman and was passing the woman around just like the KSP was passing that 15-year-old around, and he's a creepy-ass fucking weirdo through Susan King in probably jail. Probably been following Susan King, right? He's a king fucker over. He's a king fucking... He throws innocent people over, right? Fucking kings. He throws kings and innocent kings in the fucking prison because he's a fucking skinny, little, weak fucking bitch ass of a... He ain't no man. He's a fucking bitch ass fucking fascist dick sucker, right? You don't know what's right and what's wrong. He's just a piece of shit. And I have no idea how he can convince anybody that he's doing good or, you know, doing right for anybody. He just has to be a friends with somebody. He hasn't convinced me he's a good guy. He's convinced me he's a bad fucking dude. He's a bad, evil, fucking low-life piece of shit. He only cares about hurting innocent and letting the guilty go free. He doesn't allow the fucking people that, you know, he basically just hurts everybody. Anybody and everybody that ain't him and his buddies. It don't matter if you're guilty or not guilty, whether you're, you know, and that's what we want. Is that what we want? Just rogue fucking gangs going around kicking everybody's asses? I thought Greg Fisher said that's not how you roll. That is how you fucking roll. It's how you've been rolling the entire fucking time. You've been rolling like that for decades. Ever since fucking... What's that, W.H. fucking Alden, Du Bois, or Wheaton, or that fucking boss, that Democratic boss? You know what I'm talking about. Henry Whalen. John Henry Whalen. Yeah, what do y'all know about John Henry Whalen? Fucking Louisville. Y'all ain't got no better since John Henry Whalen. You ain't got no better. For 100 fucking years. LMPD. I don't know if he probably didn't set it up, but I wouldn't fucking doubt it. He creates the culture of corruption. Steve Conrad is the one that put Susan King in prison innocently, didn't give a fuck when his own officers, police officers, who usually you just defend no matter what, right? Even if they commit a crime, you defend, but they're telling the truth. So he's not even defending his police officers when they, basically he only defends his police officers when they hurt people. Like, wait a second, there's innocent people behind bars? Duh! Everybody behind bars is innocent. You know, they had that one guy, and they said that all the other fucking trials was, you know, every other case that he had been involved with was in jeopardy, Burden or whatever. Everything that he had, because he had some bad thing that was on his record. So when you have fucking Steve Conrad, when you have a corrupt motherfucker on top, and you got Johann Stimley, a murderer and homicidal fucking maniac, you got a murderer and homicidal maniac who's running the Viper fucking unit, special teams, rogue unit, which is Steve Conrad's pet project, his, you know, his baby. And then you got Steve Conrad, who's allowing innocent people that's been in fucking prison for 5.5 fucking years, and he didn't give a fuck. He knows he's putting fucking innocent people in fucking jail. He knows he's elevating fucking people that's killed innocent black men, and he don't give a shit. What fucking standards does this asshole have? Does he have any fucking standards? It's just his fucking buddies and his friends, and it's all fucking politics. They want money, they want power, more for themselves. Fuck everybody else. No, I don't trust these assholes. This private fucking gang. This is a private fucking gang. Whoever they're fucking friends with, if you're not friends with them, you'll get fucked over. And best is to stay out of their way. Because if you're weak, they'll fuck you over. If you're powerful, they might not fuck you over. Or they may. You know, who knows? Who knows if they're actually going after the bad guys. If you're innocent and in jail, they love that shit. Steve Conrad, he loves that type of shit. This motherfucker's sitting there fondling and saying, hey, let me see your vagina. Hey, I want to search it. Let me see your vagina. If you believe her, I don't know. I could see a woman lying about all that shit, to be honest with you. But it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. And it's a culture of corruption, so I'm more prone to believe that these sick fucking assholes, he wouldn't answer the phone. If you're fucking innocent, just fucking say, hey, you know, this fucking crazy woman is sitting there lying about this bullshit, and it's bullshit. But he didn't fucking answer it. Makes me think he's guilty. They didn't say her fucking name, so it makes me think that she's able to fucking do and say all this shit without actually fucking, you know, admitting who the fuck she is. That's some bullshit. You have a right to face your accusers. And LMPD, Steve Conrad's an asshole. North Point, judges and campaigns in Louisville. I guess that's the next. So, let's see. Louisville judges. I was going to pull up something about the jails from before. Should I do it now? No. Alright. Ciao.